everyone. Today's task is to look at this paper. It's a May-June 2019, paper 3. So focusing on task 2, which is the spreadsheet task. So the first part of the task is complete, where you are simply asked to open and examine this file. Replace this text, delete some rows 3 to 7 and format the spreadsheet to be like this. Then saving the file as a spreadsheet. So this is simple, 11 marks for formatting the spreadsheet. So if you look at it here, you can see this is the merge and center that has been done by selecting the cells A1 up to K1, then doing the merge and center. Then there's also these parts where these titles or subtitles have been changed to Times New Roman, bold and italicized. So that's the formatting that has been done here. Same applies to these parts. The only other change that is important here is the rep text, where you find here first is on top, name is at the bottom. So you can easily do that by clicking on this rep text icon. But you use the rep text if you don't want to reduce, if you want to reduce the size of the text of the cell, like the column size, then you can use the rep text. But the other alternative, if you want to maintain the same size, you don't need to click on this rep text. You have to place your cursor in between job and code. Then the combination of keys that you need to press is the Alt key and the Enter key at the same time. So that would do a rep text for you. Then for this part, you can see what has happened is they've asked us to put a border. So this is in form of a border. So here's just a matter of coming here and choose thick outline border. Then with your thick line outline border, you then need to select and change the fill color. You make the fill color white. So this is how these two sections were done. So hopefully you'll be able to do the work, the formatting that is required. So we are jumping straight to the calculations here, where the first calculation is saying in F17 use a function. Let's start from here. Create a named range called offices. Use only cell ranges A5 to B13. A5 to B13. Select this. To make a cell range or a named range, you simply right click, then you click on define name. Then you can give the name that is required, or let's see later. So this range is now called offices, as you can see on the name boxes, on the name box. So that's how we create a name range. Now if they want evidence, you select, right click, define name, the way we have done the name range. So with your name offices there, that's how you show the evidence. Now the next part here is to do the calculation, which is the most important part. So F17, use a function to look up the office name. Use office code column for the lookup value and the range offices for the array. So this way of calculation is in F17. F17, we are looking for office name. So we're going to say equals to lookup, because our data is in vertical form, heading at the top, our data flowing downwards. So this is vertical, so that's why we are using the VLOOKUP. So it is the data array, the table array, that determines whether to use VLOOKUP or not. So lookup value, we are asked to use the office code. Then So you can calculate like that, and I will show the other alternative later. So after my lookup value here, as you can see, I can put a comma, then my table array. This is my table array. Then that range that we gave the name offices, in comma, column index. Column index is saying in which column do we have offices in this range. Office name is in column number. Then comma, you always choose the false because that's the exact value. Press enter. My office name is there. I can copy down the other office names. Now this time we are looking for job description. What do they want on job description? Use job code. Do not use a named range. So here this range is named, but we are going to use a different table array this time. This time we are looking for job description, so we are not going to use this table because this table is the one that has got what? The named range. So we are looking for job description here, so equals to VLOOKUP. When your bracket is on, alternatively you can just click on this FX, then you can look for your lookup value. My lookup value here is the what? The job code, because that's the one that's telling with the first column in our table array. Then table array, that's the table array. Then column index, we are looking for description. Description is in 2. In range lookup, it's always a false, so 0 represents a false. But one more thing, we need to lock this range, otherwise our answer won't be correct. So I'm selecting my data here, then I'm using FN and F4, FN and F4 on my laptop. So you could also use just F4 if you are using a desktop. Alternatively, you can manually make this absolute, a $sign before, a $sign after the character, $sign before and after the character. So click on OK. So this is our description, so we can copy down there. Now we are moving on to hours worked. What do they want on hours worked? So they're saying in J17 use a function to look up the rate. So this is J17 is here. We want the rate of pay, and rate we find it here again, so it's going to use the job code as well. So equals to VLOOKUP, and you are going to use the job code because that's the one that tallies with where we are searching the data from. Then comma, table array, that's the table array, and remember the table array has to be logged here. So function and F4, then comma, then the next thing is the column index. This time we are looking for the rate of pay, and rate of pay is in column number 3. This is 1, 2, 3, the third column, comma, we want the true with the false, the exact value. Press enter. So this is my rate of pay, so I can copy down the rate of pay. That's it. Now we move on to the next part. After calculating the rate of pay, we are going to in case 17 use a formula to calculate the pay based on the hours worked by the employee. So we want the pay based on the hours worked by the employee. So I can say equals to hours worked multiplied by the rate of pay. So press enter, then you can copy down. So our answer is giving us a 0 for now because we don't have hours worked. Now the next thing here is they're saying in I-17 use a function to count the number of employees who worked some hours during the week. So we want the number of employees who worked some hours during the week. So I'll just put just some random hours for now. So let's put 5 here and 2. So that my list I have an output. So I want to count those who have worked some hours. So if you have worked some hours, it means you have worked greater than 0 hours. So we are going to say equals to count. I'm going to use the count if formula this time. So count if. So count if or count based on a condition. If we wanted to see how many workers we had, we would have just used the count throughout. But this time we want to count how many have worked some hours. So let me just add one other one. Let me keep a 0 here. Then now let's say equals to count. So those sample values, they are not necessary to put though. So I'm going to say from this range. So this is the range that I'm choosing. I want to count how many workers have worked greater than 0. So that's my condition. So condition is how many people have worked more than 0 hours. So okay, so you can see for now it's showing only 2. So it means our calculation is working. So it's a count based on a condition, and our condition is one who has worked greater than 0 hours, more than 1 or more hours. You could have alternatively done greater or equal to 1. So now let's see what needs to be done. The hours worked by all employees are the same as the contract hours, except for the following. So what simply means here is the hours worked are the same for the contract hour is the contract hours. So it's simply saying equals to this. So this hours worked is similar to the contract hours. So I can simply equals to H17. Press enter. So then I'm going to copy down everything. But it's not the same for everyone. They've given us this. So what it means now is you now need to search this one and every these values and give some. For example, we can look for Alfonso, isn't it? So I can search for Alfonso. So use my find Alfonso, then find next. This is Alfonso. So let's see what Alfonso is supposed to be given. 16 hours. So for Alfonso, the hours have to be 16. This is how you are supposed to do it. Same applies to someone like Sandra. So you're going to select, you're going to search for that particular name. Then you find Sandra. So Sandra is here in this row 33. So Sandra, the number of hours is supposed to be 0, I think. Then that's the task to be